What is going on, Ive Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about how to make intermittent fasting work if you're stuck at home. I get it, with the recent circumstances, a lot of you are simply stuck at home. And I'm going to break down the things that you can do to make this path easier for you to stick to your intermittent fasting protocol. I'm going to go ahead and break it down in this video. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so recently with the craziness that has been going on with the COVID-19 virus, there are a lot of people who are basically stuck at home. Now this has completely changed your dynamic of the routine in which you would go from the beginning of the day until the end of the day, and how you implement your intermittent fasting protocol and how effective you are because of whatever system you had already in play. And by the way, if you haven't seen it yet, I made an awesome video essay all the way back in February 2nd, before the craziness on this virus. You can go ahead and check it out. I worked very, very hard on it. No opinions at all on this video, simply using the data given to us by the CDC and the World Health Organization, as well as the information that was brought to us by the different news outlets. All completely factual, all of the data and information from that video essay coming simply from those sources. If you want to take a look at it, go ahead. YouTube has suppressed videos like this, which is understandable as they're trying to control the information that goes out there because of this pandemic. So you may have not noticed that I made a video like this, but rest assured, it's very informative and very entertaining. I do not make any money from that video because, as well as it being suppressed for views, it is also removed of all ads automatically by YouTube. And trust me, I don't mind. I wanted to put out this video for you guys because of the information. Once again, keep in mind that this was in February 2nd, before the crazy outbreak that we have now. But let's go ahead and jump into this video. So a lot of people can't go to school, can't go to work. Work has been closed down, or restaurants have been closed down, or non-essential locations have been closed down. So they're just at home. And this changes everything. This changes the system of how you do intermittent fasting, because you did things at a specific flow. You went to work in the morning, you came back, or you went to work at night, you did things in the morning, you ate in the morning before going to work, you ate during the times that you were at work during your lunch period, which fell in line with your eating window. So all of these things are now out of whack, and it could actually threaten your intermittent fasting protocol, or you sticking to the protocol, because things are completely different now. You're just stuck at home. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you, which is the platform of everything that I'm going to talk about, is that you need to lay the foundation for creating new habits. That's right. Because you are now stuck at home and you don't know how long you're going to be stuck at home for, this could derail everything. So you want to now focus on creating new habits. You want to be aware. You want to be cognizant of the things that you're doing so that you can do them, repeat them, and create a new system for you so that you can follow through with your protocol. Listen, the number one thing right now is for you to make sure that you are as healthy as possible. So that is the thing that you should be focusing on. And I don't blame you if you kind of don't want to put intermittent fasting in the realm of what you want to think about at this moment. But if you do, and you're stuck at home and you just don't know what to do, and you don't want to fall off of the wagon when it comes to intermittent fasting, you need to start setting a foundation for creating new habits that are positive. And this is how you'll be able to do it. If you're struggling with your intake and you're not seeing that you're losing weight while you've been at home, and you're noticing that maybe you're even gaining weight while you've been at home, do not eat. I repeat, do not eat while multitasking, which means if you're doing work on your computer, do not eat. If you're watching television, do not eat. If you're doing something else, do not eat. A 2013 meta-analysis was looking at attentive eating, and they noticed that when people were doing other things while eating, they had an immediate intake increase at that point because they were not paying attention to the food that they were eating. They were not attentive to the food. They were attentive to whatever other thing they were doing, be it work on the computer, homework, or watching TV. And I know this is tough because usually it's boring to just pay attention to the fact that you're eating. You want to do something else because you don't have to really think about it. Your muscle memory is there. You know how to grab the fork, pick up the food, just put it in your mouth and eat it. You don't want to look at the food and eat the food and just think about the fact that you're eating the food. But it will go a long way because you will become more aware of what you're eating. Because then this meta-analysis also saw that over the course of the day, intake was increased throughout the course of the day because participants felt like they didn't eat much during those meals when they were doing other things while eating. So it can kind of distort how much you've actually eaten throughout the day, and your calorie recall for the day might be completely off simply because of this one factor. Do not eat while doing other things if you're at home, because now you have to put on somewhat of a leash to try to control yourself so that things don't get out of whack. And this rolls into the number 3 thing that you can do. Definitely do not watch television while eating. Now, I pulled television out and put it in its own separate bucket because many studies have been done on the television and eating association factor. A cross-sectional study that was done in September of 2019 in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics by Dr. Amanda Troffhals and colleagues saw that there was an association with television and poor eating, or a trigger effect for those who wanted to eat something simply because they were watching TV. Now, if you're at home, you are going to be watching TV a lot. There's a possibility that thing is just something you're gonna do because it's there and you gotta kill some time. Well, if you're at home and you're watching TV and you eat while watching TV, you're going to start signaling your body. You're going to start sending these signals that when you do watch TV, you want to associate that with eating. And this is going to end up making you overeat and even eat outside your window habitually. Because you're watching TV, you've created this association, this emotional connection with TV and eating. Now you gotta eat something. And I know this sounds so annoying because it's such a pastime, but the reason that this is a pastime is because of this association effect. Because you want to eat simply because you're watching TV, it's pushed to you through societal norms, and it's pushed to you because you've created that internal habit of just eating when watching TV. But if you stop doing that, if you just don't do that, and don't get me wrong, you could drink water, you could drink seltzer water, you could drink coffee, you could drink tea, you could do whatever you want as long as it's not something that's going to be detrimental to your fast. If it is going to be detrimental to your fast, don't do it. Because then when it triggers and you are, for example, in your fasted period, you may break your fast. So try your best. I know it's tough. Try your best not to eat and watch television. It's gonna go a long way for you. And the final thing that I'm gonna talk about is action chunking. And I've talked about this before. I've done a video on this, on how you can do things for your brain to help you with intermittent fasting, the intermittent fasting protocol, or how you can do things so that you never break the intermittent fasting protocol. And action chunking is basically setting up the systematic approach to creating habits by creating multiple habits that extend throughout the entire day to create one big, huge daily habit. So what do I mean by this? If you wake up in the morning and you exercise, that's one habit forming thing for the day. And of course, it's a perfect time to plug in my Fledge Fitness jump rope because you can do it at home if you don't want to go out and mix yourself with other people because of this whole COVID-19 thing. You can go ahead and get the jump rope with the aluminum handle, swivel design for maximum speed at only $16.50. You can't beat that price with the Fledge Fitness jump rope, which you could easily do at home if you can't get yourself to a gym. I digress, but the link will be down in the description below. If you do that exercise in the beginning, that's one piece of the puzzle. That's a habit that you're forming. That's an individual habit that you're inserting for the entire day. After that, if you decide to watch television, that is another habit that you're creating. If after that you decide to do some work, maybe some work from school or work from your job if you're working remotely because of this COVID-19 situation, well then that's another piece of the puzzle. And then after that, if you decide to eat, then you can go ahead and eat at that time. That's another piece of the puzzle. You're timing everything, you're creating this pattern. And then after that, if you decide to exercise again, or maybe just instead of doing resistance training, you want to do cardio. If you, instead of doing cardio, you want to do resistance training. That's another piece of the puzzle. Now you see how each and every one of these are its own individual habit, but you stretch it out throughout the entire day. You plug them all in the exact same spots, and you create this long daily habit, and it fills your time, it fills your day. So then you don't have these open spaces where you don't know what to do and you just decide, you know what, screw it, I don't know what to do, I'm just gonna go eat something. These are my tips for if you're stuck at home and you still want to make sure that you are successful with your intermittent fasting protocol. Let me know if this has helped you guys. All the studies that I referenced will be down in the description box below. And of course, I want to thank my patrons from my Patreon, and I'm gonna go ahead and put their names right up here. And of course, as always, guys, I'll see you on Sunday for another FAQ. Peace.